Federal agents raided the home and office of a pain doctor in Baldwin County this morning. Agents with both the FBI and DEA showed up at the Eastern Shore Neurology and Pain Center on Highway 98 in Daphne. The agents stayed for several hours, removing materials from the clinic. This clinic is operated by Dr. Rasan Tarabian. The FBI hasn't told us if he's been charged with a crime. The feds are simply not commenting on the case.
What can you tell me about what's going on here today?
The FBI has no comment at this time.
Will you be releasing any information at a later date?
Possibly.
Okay.
I can't comment any further.
So the FBI is not saying if this is part of the agency's effort to crack down on doctors overprescribing narcotics. But we saw agents seize box after box of what appeared to be medical records and a computer.
While authorities were going through the doctor's clinic in Daphne, more agents were serving a search warrant at his home in Fairhope. And as News 5's Debbie Williams learned, this is not the doctor's first run-in with the law.
A brief glimpse of Dr. Tarabian on a day his attorney said he never saw coming.
It was a shock for him. It's a shock for me personally and anyone that knows him and knows how meticulous and careful he is in running his clinic.
It was a little after 6 o'clock this morning when almost a dozen agents descended on the doctor's home, and they spent about 4 hours there, and what they got out was a van load.
They will take absolutely everything that you own, and they will make copies of it. They will take every single terabyte of computer information.
At least one computer was put in the van that was loaded with box after box marked as evidence.
And then go through it, have FBI analysts. They will look at every day of your life for as long as they can go back, every text message, every email, every phone call, absolutely anything to see if something's there.
Something was there in October of 2004 when Tarabian appeared before the State Medical Licensure Commission on almost a dozen charges. Among other things, he admitted to immoral and unprofessional conduct, practicing medicine that endangered patients, overprescribing pain medications, epidural blocks, and narcotics. After a reprimand and 2 years of probation, he regained unrestricted use of his medical license in 2007. After spending hours at Tarabian's home, satisfied with the information they'd gathered,
Thanks, guys.
agents left just as they had arrived, without any explanation. On the Baldwin County beat in Fairhope, Debbie Williams, News 5.
Today's operation appeared to be similar to the one from last year when the FBI raided physician pain specialist of Alabama in Mobile.
That investigation led to 2 well-known pain doctors being charged in the deaths of 4 patients.
News 5's JB Buno follows that story closely, and he joins us live with more. JB, today's raid in Daphne harkens back to the one in Mobile last year.
Yeah, it does, Roseanne. Today's raid may be a little bit smaller, but based on all the evidence against PPSA in Mobile last year, we now have a better idea exactly how the FBI is going after pain doctors who may be illegally pushing painkillers. Now, you might remember we read through the 55-page indictment with all the evidence gathered against doctors John Patrick Couch and Julu Rawan in 2015. We know the FBI uses undercover agents to go into these practices to scope out a doctor's methodology behind their prescribing of painkillers. We also know they'll try to collect testimony from nurses or maybe other workers in the doctor's office. Like with PPSA in Mobile, when the FBI gets a warrant to raid a facility, we know they'll take anything that might carry convincing evidence such as computers, patient files, prescription pads, receipts, insurance paperwork, and it'll all get loaded into boxes for investigators to comb through. They're not just looking for illegal prescriptions of painkillers, they also want to check the paperwork for any insurance or kickback schemes that funnel illegal money into the doctor's pocket. Again, it's really important to note that Dr. Tarabian in Daphne has not been arrested or charged, but his practice does appear to be an FBI target. Mel and Roseanne, for those at home who are wondering, the trial for Dr. Couch and Julu Rawan, it was pushed back to January. We'll have full coverage, but really it should be one of the bigger trials we've seen in a long time here on the Gulf Coast.
Oh, yeah, you're right
Thank you,
about
JD.
that. Thank you.